Welcome everyone to another episode of 10 Bestest. I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
If your head is spinning by all the misinformation out there, I've got something for you.
And I've got an amazing memory hack that's going to make you ace everything in school this year or in your regular life. Now let's get to it.
My second cool sheet. This one is a website, and it's really relevant to a lot of things that are happening with me right now. It is called stronger.org. Stronger is a new national campaign created by and managed by a public health nonprofit, and their aim is to cut through the noise. That's kind of our tagline. Cut through the noise and normalize the truth. And they are a team of experts in public health, research, and media, and they're dedicated to defending science and relying on data that come from scientists, not sensationalized rhetoric. Stronger is supported by some different organizations and individual donors, and they stand for social justice as well. They acknowledge that misinformation can be targeted towards specific groups and communities. And that's something that I haven't heard as much from. So previous cool sheets talking about Snopes and things like that, they say, all right, we want to get the truth out there, but they aren't talking about social justice. So Stronger stands out in that sense. One of the most important resources they have on their site is they go through a step-by-step guide of how to stop misinformation. And in this, they lay out the following steps. I'll go through it quickly for you. First, they say, check the source. Look at what's being said. Is the website or person known for conflating facts and opinions? Is it an us versus them rhetoric? Second, you then check the date. Is the article or social post positioned as recent news, but was actually published months or years ago? So look at that. And then third, check the data and the motive. Where did the information originally come from? Is there an abundance of claims with no real evidence? And then fourth, if you're still unsure, do more research. Use a reputable fact-checking website. Like I said, there's factcheck.org, Snopes, previous cool sheet. They're great resources if you still are unsure. Stronger.org.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yes.
Wow. And I have not heard of stronger.org.
I just heard about it from my sister.
Interesting to me. Thank you so much for sharing that. I cannot wait. I am glad that there are more and more websites like this that are kind of at least bubbling up to people's consciousness. I don't know how long it's been here, but I'm so glad that we have better information and just tools. Frankly, just those 4 things you said, even if you don't want to go to the website, but if you can write those 4 things down and remember them, and definitely check out our show notes. We'll have a link to this website and those 4 things, which reminds me the show notes.
Yes, the show notes are 10bestest.com/warrior.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, because I definitely will be coming back to our website to check that out and writing those 4 things down and trying to remember them, hoping my memory, read some of those articles about memory, hoping that it sticks, because that's important, super important. And it is amazing to me that a lot of the times, not even one of those 4 things are taken into account or checked before people believe something as truth.
Yeah, for sure.
And that can go on any side of whatever your beliefs are. It happens all the time, unfortunately.
Right. Well, and it's just, confirmation bias. Yeah. It's so tempting. If you see something you already believe and you're like, yeah. And it's so tempting to just stop there and not look further.
Yeah, it's true. You have to keep looking at more research and more facts and where's that coming from. The date, that was a big one for me too.
Yes, that's one I haven't thought about.
Yeah, I just started thinking about that because some of the when things get debunked and then the people are like, that was from 20 years ago or 40 or whatever, 50 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's tricky. I didn't know that people would do that. But of course, people that are spreading misinformation are going to be doing it in various ways. So it's fascinating. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a very useful tool. All right, well, my next cool sheet is in conjunction with the last one, and this is I'm calling a memory hack, mostly because that just sounds really cool, but it's more of an actual forgetting phenomenon and then how you can combat that. So I guess it's a memory hack. And this is called the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. So in episode 187, I talked about one of my all-time favorite Radiolab episodes titled Memory and Forgetting. Obviously, this is on my mind a lot. In episode 111, Karen, you talked about how to remember people's names and the memory palace technique. Super fascinating too. I listened to it again this morning and I loved it so much. Now this memory hack is making its way through the college campuses lately, which is a good thing because now it became into my periphery because I've never heard about it, even though this is a 100-year-old formula developed by German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus. I think is how you're saying his name. I'm probably saying it wrong, but he pioneered this experimental study of memory. And the forgetting curve describes how we retain and lose information that we take in using so he used a 1-hour lecture as an example, the basis of this model. And at the highest point at the end of the 1 hour, you're pretty much remembering 100%, but it dips right after that. One day after the lecture, if you've done nothing with the material, you have lost between 50 to 80% of it from your memory. It's mind-blowing to me. By day 7, that erodes to about 10% retained. And by day 30, if you haven't done anything, only about 2 to 3% is retained. So you've basically forgotten everything. And if you want to try to learn it again, you're pretty much starting from scratch. Now, the good news is you can easily train your brain to reverse this curve in just 20 minutes of work. So you have to practice in this very specific times and spaced intervals. And I'm going to go a little bit over time. So this formula, you spend 10 minutes the day after you reviewing everything you've learned. So you only need to spend 10 minutes of the material, but within 24 hours. That will raise you back to almost 100%. Then 7 days later, you spend 5 minutes to kind of reactivate that material again. And then by day 30, you just need to do about 2 to 4 minutes to get it completely reactivated. And then after that, it's just every couple months, a couple minutes, and it will totally change the way that you remember things with just 20 minutes total. It's so amazing. Definitely check out this technique, especially because college is starting. It's the forgetting curve.
Oh yeah, I am going to be implementing this. And you know
Yes.
what's crazy? I just heard about this.
Oh wow,
I mean,
probably
I
maybe because
should've-
it's coming back on the
that must
circuit,
be
I guess.
it.
And
It
I bet
must
you
be.
like on TikTok and stuff there'll be, but some colleges are putting like on the forefront of their website of like how to study better. Here's the forgetting curve. Here's how to battle it. It's so cool. Like
Yeah.
I cannot wait to start implementing this big time
for sure.
because I told you how concerned I am about my memory, but now that I have something that might help it,
Yes, absolutely.
super excited.
And it gave me the idea where, so I teach in 1 hour blocks, kind of like that. And I thought, what if I taught for 50 minutes and the last 10 minutes, the students get together in groups and review everything we talked about in those 50 minutes. They might actually remember. But now hearing how you, and I believe it's pronounced Ebbinghaus.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but,
you think you're right.
that it, you know, is it better if they wait and do it the next day? So I just need to look into it more.
Yeah, no, definitely check out our show notes. I think it's better to wait a little bit of time, but not more than 24 hours, but probably at least in that 12 range is my guess. Just a guess. They didn't get into specifics on this article that I read, which is interesting. It wasn't in the memory pocket collection.
Oh, yeah.
I think it came out after. Maybe that's the only reason why. But it was super hilarious that that one technique wasn't in that collection.
Yeah.
Because it certainly should be added. Because I both got them from Pocket, which is hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I think with school coming back, like kids are always looking for an edge to just do better in school. And this could help a lot.
Yes.
But it's not just for students. I will definitely be using this a lot.
Me
I can't
too.
wait.
Me too. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of 10 Bestest. I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
So for that stronger.org website, let us know about that step-by-step hack of how to find misinformation. Which one of those are you going to start using?
Yes, and on the memory hack / forgetting curve, tell me your favorite story about how you start to remember things and if you're going to start implementing this hack. And don't forget that you can tune in tomorrow for 2 more cool sheets.
And please like and subscribe. It helps us so much.
That's right. And especially don't forget to stay curious.